What's going on, everybody? Deacon here. I just want to make this quick video you can see from the title again. Only if I knew then what I know now. Believe it or not, I made this video back in 2021 asking the same question, but in that regards, it was talking about communication. This one is a little bit different because I was just having a moment one morning on my way to work and just thinking to myself like, man, if I knew then what I know now, I would go back to August of 2020, invest in specific cryptos, nothing too crazy, just enough that the money I would get from the crypto bull run in 2021, I can buy a bunch of dividend stocks and then use those dividends to replace my current salary, but knowing I don't have to touch the principal. So therefore, I could have got my wife her dream house by now. I have my bigger room where you don't see the same thing in every single shot I have, but I mean, that's the size of the room I'm using, which I'm grateful for. Don't get me wrong. I would be able to see a certain amount of money in the bank. That's a nice principle, but knowing I would never have to touch it, like at all. Not even at certain rules where they say you could sell off 4%. No, because I would have so much invested in certain dividend stocks that even if certain stocks stop paying dividends, I can just replace them with another dividend, but knowing that the money is there. And then I'm making YouTube videos full time and using this content to be able to do that because, hey, now I can do my hobby full time. For some people it's golfing. For me, it would be creating content. But then when I got to work, I was like, you know what? I'm going to ask other people this question. The same one I'm about to present to you. Knowing what you know now, what day and time would you go back to? With the caveat being that time you land in, you will get to keep your memories, but all the other stuff that was in the quote unquote future that you came from was erased. So like the knowledge, the information, the events that you had, all that stuff is gone. It's basically a big reset, a do-over. What time would you go back to? And depending on what's happened in your life, you don't necessarily have to put a comment in the conversation. It's just something to think about. And the reason why I asked the question, so here's the interesting thing. One, people with children only went back so far, but the ones who did not have children either went back to high school or maybe their freshman year in college, even if they were married. I found that interesting because some felt like, oh, I could still get that same person back. And then others, hey, it is what it is. But the reason why this whole concept, and I'm even making this right quick, that's interesting, is because I'm thinking about it from the perspective that even knowing the information you know now is based on the experiences you had. So even if you go back with the knowledge you have, sure, there might be opportunities you might be able to unlock that maybe you didn't get in beforehand. But now you're going to make new mistakes. So therefore, even though you can avoid the mistakes of the past, you won't avoid the mistakes in the future of the unknown that you don't know what's coming. So like, take me for example. I think about it from the money standpoint. Now that I have more money, there will be new problems. There will be new things that I experienced that I didn't experience before. Of course, there are problems I would welcome, but there are new problems I didn't have before. If I went back to that time, would I put other people on to what I'm about to do that can end up putting them in a situation where who knows that because they didn't have that money, now that they have that money, it puts them in a situation that wouldn't have happened to them up until the date and time that I remember. I mean, of course, the whole butterfly effect thing. So I contemplated that, but a young man told me this. Since we know that going back in time is not possible, and if it is, that person's making sure they're keeping it on the absolute low, what are some seeds that you're planting now that those in the future, the younger generation, can benefit from? What advice or what information would you give to give someone who's younger a head start? Because I'm currently watching in real time how certain generations are moving differently from how, the boomers move, Gen X, millennials, and seeing how Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they're prioritizing and doing things differently. Some of it good, some of it I'm kind of sitting back and wondering how it's going to play itself out. I tell people all the time, and especially my children, is how each generation you copy what worked, you abandon what didn't work, and you overcorrect for some things that will seem more traumatizing or toxic until you can find that balance. And it's interesting that I've lived this long to see how those things play out. So when I think about this question, I always think about it from the perspective of, but why are you saying this? Why are you saying, if I knew then what I know now? What is it about your life right now that you're not satisfied with, happy with, or you wish you would have did a little bit differently. Now give that other person an opportunity if they're willing to listen. But that's it. That's all I wanted to make right quick, this quick video. Just think about that thing that you have learned that you can pass on to someone else that will be beneficial for them, and especially if it's somebody who's seeking that information and want to be able to do differently. But that's it. So feel free to leave any comments in the comment section below. And as always, be wise. And until I see you all next time, have a great day.